The medical scanner beeped 3 times, then went silent. Tae-Ri stood perfectly still in the customs checkpoint of Meridian 7 station, waiting for clearance. Her crystalline skin reflected the harsh white lights of the security area. She looked almost like a living statue made of pale blue glass. Something felt wrong. A sharp pain shot through her head. Tae-Ri stumbled forward, catching herself against the scanner console. The security officer, a 4-armed Brecken, barely looked up from his screen. "Please step through," the officer said in a bored voice. Tae-Ri tried to move, but her legs wouldn't obey. The pain grew worse, spreading from her head down through her entire body. She could feel something breaking inside her. Small cracks began forming along her arms, glowing faintly with an inner light. "I need," she started to say, but the words came out wrong. Her vision blurred. The security officer finally looked at her. His 4 eyes went wide. "Medical emergency at checkpoint 7, he shouted into his communicator. Tae-Ri fell. The floor rushed up to meet her, and she heard the sound of her own body cracking like thin ice under pressure. The pain was everywhere now. She had known this might happen, but not so soon. Not here. Through her fading vision, she saw boots running toward her. Human boots. Someone knelt beside her and she felt warm hands on her shoulders. Warm. The Valthine were never warm. "Hey, stay with me," a male voice said. "I'm Hyunwoo. I'm a medic." "Can you hear me?" Tae-Ri tried to focus on the face above her. A human, young with dark hair and concerned eyes. Her people had always said humans were primitive, driven by emotion rather than logic. They were dangerous and unpredictable. "No, human," she managed to whisper. "Need Valthine doctor?" "The nearest Valthine doctor is 3 days away," Hyunwoo said. He was already scanning her with a portable medical device. "I'm what you've got right now." The security officer appeared above her. "The automated medical system is starting treatment. We should move her to the bay." "Wait," Hyunwoo said sharply. He stared at his scanner, then ran it over Tae-Ri again. His face showed confusion, then understanding, then something that looked like anger. "Turn off the automated system now." "What?" "Are you crazy?" the officer said. "Look at this." Hyunwoo shoved his scanner toward the officer. "See those readings? Those aren't natural. She's got some kind of implants throughout her neural structure. The automated system is reading them as normal biology, but they're not. They're killing her." Tae-Ri felt a wave of fear. He knew. This human had found her secret in seconds. The secret her own people's doctors had missed or ignored for months. Implants are normal for the Valthine. The officer argued. They all have enhancement tech. "Not like this," Hyunwoo said. "These are degrading. Breaking down. They're poisoning her system." He looked down at Tae-Ri. "That's right, isn't it? You came here because you knew. You were running from something." Tae-Ri wanted to deny it, but she couldn't find the strength. The cracks in her body were spreading. She could feel her consciousness slipping away. "The automated system will make it worse," Hyunwoo said. "It'll try to stabilize the implants along with her biology. That'll speed up the degradation." "You can't override medical protocols," the officer said. "It's against station regulations." "Then I'll break the regulations." Hyunwoo touched his communicator. "This is EMT Hyunwoo. I need the medical bay cleared and locked down. Authorization code 77 Alpha. This is a priority emergency." "You'll lose your job," the officer said. "Probably." Hyunwoo was already lifting Tae-Ri carefully. Despite her crystalline structure, she wasn't heavy, but she was fragile. "But she'll be alive." As Hyunwoo carried her through the station corridors, Tae-Ri faded in and out of consciousness. She caught glimpses of other humans staring. Heard Hyunwoo arguing with someone on his communicator. Felt the vibration of his chest as he spoke. "I know what I'm doing," he said to whoever was on the other end. "I've seen this before. Different species, same principle. Sometimes the machines get it wrong. Sometimes you have to trust your gut." They reached the medical bay. The doors slid open and Hyunwoo placed Tae-Ri on a treatment bed. The material adjusted to her crystalline form, supporting her carefully. Above her, medical arms unfolded from the ceiling, sensors glowing. "Computer, disable all automated treatment protocols," Hyunwoo ordered. "Manual operation only." "Warning," the computer said. "This action may result in patient death. Confirm override." "Confirmed." The medical arms retracted slightly, going into standby mode. Hyunwoo began working quickly, attaching different sensors to Tae-Ri's body. She could barely feel them. "Why?" she whispered. "Why help me?" You're kind. We always said you were beneath us. Hyunwoo didn't stop working, but she saw his jaw tighten. Yeah, I know what your people think of humans. Doesn't matter right now. You're dying. I can help. That's all that matters. Illogical, Taeri said. You gain nothing. Risk everything. Welcome to being human. Hyunwoo smiled slightly, though his eyes remained serious. We do illogical things all the time. It's kind of our specialty. The medical bay doors opened again. A tall Valthene male entered, his crystalline body gleaming with authority. Taeri recognized him even through her pain. Ambassador Byung-ho, the Valthene liaison to Meridian 7. Step away from her, human, Byung-ho said coldly. A Valthene medical ship is being dispatched. We will handle this. She won't survive transport, Hyunwoo said. Look at her readings. Moving her now would kill her. That is not your determination to make. Byung-ho approached the bed. Taeri is a citizen of the Valthene Collective. She falls under our jurisdiction. She's a patient in my medical bay, Hyunwoo said. That makes her my responsibility. The two males stared at each other. Taeri wanted to speak to tell Byung-ho to leave, but she couldn't form words anymore. The cracks in her body were glowing brighter now, spreading faster. This human is interfering with Valthene affairs, Byung-ho said into his communicator. I demand station security remove him immediately. Security is not coming, a new voice said. Commander Dal-Su, the human station commander, appeared in the doorway. I've reviewed EMT Hyunwoo's findings. His assessment appears correct. Moving the patient would be fatal. This is outrageous, Byung-ho said. This is medical necessity, Dal-Su replied. Your medical ship is welcome to dock and observe, but the patient stays here under our care. Byung-ho's crystalline features seemed to sharpen with anger. The collective will hear of this. There will be consequences. I'm sure there will be, Dal-Su said calmly. But for now, let the medic work. Taeri felt herself slipping away. The voices around her became distant. The pain was fading, which she knew was a bad sign. She was shutting down. The last thing she saw before darkness took her was Hyunwoo's face, focused and determined, his warm hands steady as he worked. The last thing she heard was his voice speaking softly. I've got you. I won't let you go. Then there was nothing but darkness and the distant sound of her own body breaking apart piece by piece. Hyunwoo had seen death before. During the war with the Kryn, he'd watched soldiers die in his arms because the automated medical systems couldn't adapt fast enough to battlefield conditions. He'd learned then that sometimes machines failed and only human intuition could save lives. That lesson had stayed with him. Now, staring at Taeri's failing body on the medical bed, he saw the same pattern. The readings made no sense unless you stopped trusting what the machines told you and started looking deeper. Computer, give me a molecular-level scan of the implants, he said. The medical system hummed. Data flowed across the screen. Hyunwoo leaned closer, studying the structures. What he saw made his blood run cold. The implants weren't medical devices. They were surveillance equipment woven throughout Taeri's entire neural network. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was that they were designed to degrade, slowly, painfully. They were made to kill their host. Why would anyone do this? He muttered, his communicator beeped. Hyunwoo, it's Jiwon. I heard you locked down the medical bay. What's going on, Jiwon? His old friend from the war. A cybernetic specialist who could hack anything with circuits. I need your help, Hyunwoo said. Can you come to the medical bay? And don't tell anyone what you're doing. Sounds serious. It is. 20 minutes later, Jiwon arrived through the maintenance entrance. She was a small woman with sharp eyes and hands that never stopped moving. She took one look at Taeri's readings and whistled. That's nasty work, she said. Whoever designed these implants knew exactly what they were doing. They're set to fail after a certain amount of time, but slowly enough that it looks like natural illness. Can we remove them? Hyunwoo asked. Maybe, but it'll be dangerous. They're integrated deep. Pull them out wrong, and her entire neural structure could shatter. Jiwon zoomed in on one section of the scan. See these connections? They're supporting damaged areas of her brain. Remove the implant and those areas collapse. We'd have to replace the support structure as we extract. Can you do it? Jiwon was quiet for a moment. I can try, but I'll need help. This isn't a one-person job. I'll find help, Hyunwoo said. On the medical bed, Taeri stirred. Her eyes opened slowly, glowing with a faint inner light. She looked at Hyunwoo, then at Jiwon. You know, she whispered, You know what they did to me? Hyunwoo nodded. The implants. They're killing you. Not just me. Taeri's voice was weak but clear. All of us. Everyone in the collective. They told us the implants were enhancements. Better thinking. Better memory. But some of us started getting sick. I'm a scientist. I investigated. She closed her eyes, breathing carefully. Each breath seemed to cause her pain. I found the truth, she continued. The implants were never about enhancement. They were about control, about monitoring everything we think, everything we do. And when someone becomes problematic, the implants degrade. The government calls it a natural illness, a tragic genetic disorder. But it's not. It's murder, and why did you come here? Jiwon asked. I had evidence, data, proof of what they're doing. I was going to release it to the Galactic news networks. But they found out. They tried to stop me. Taeri's body trembled. I thought I had more time. But the implants are failing faster than I calculated. Hyunwoo felt anger building in his chest. He'd seen governments do terrible things during the war, but this was different. This was a species slowly poisoning its own people for the sake of control. Where's the evidence now? He asked. Hidden. Encrypted. If I die, it dies with me. Taeri looked at him with desperate eyes. That's why they want me back. That's why Ambassador Byung-ho is here. They need to make sure the evidence never comes out. Then we won't let you die, Hyunwoo said simply. You can't stop them. The Valthine Collective is powerful. They'll pressure the station. They'll demand my return. Let me worry about that. Hyunwoo checked her vital signs. She was stable for now, but barely. Right now, we need to focus on keeping you alive and getting those implants out. Jiwon was already pulling up more detailed scans. I'll need at least 12 hours to map the extraction procedure. Maybe more, and we'll need someone who understands silicon-based neurology. I know someone, Hyunwoo said. Young-sik. He worked with the Crystalline Collective before coming here. Can you trust him? Yes. Hyunwoo sent a carefully worded message to Young-sik. Within an hour, the neurologist arrived, looking curious and concerned. When he saw Taeri's scans, his expression turned grim. This is deliberate, Young-sik said. These implants are designed to cause exactly this kind of cascading failure. I've never seen anything like it outside of theoretical weapons research. Can you help us remove them? Hyunwoo asked. Young-sik studied the scans for a long moment. It's possible, but extremely difficult. We'd need to support each neural pathway as we extract the implant, then rebuild the connections using synthetic crystal matrices. One wrong move and her mind shatters. So we don't make wrong moves, Jiwon said. It's not that simple. We'd need to do this manually. The automated systems won't understand what we're trying to do. They'll fight us every step of the way. Then we work manually, Hyunwoo said. All of us, together. Young-sik looked at Taeri, then back at Hyunwoo. You understand that if we fail, she dies. And if word gets out about what we're doing, we'll all face serious legal consequences. The Valthine Collective will demand our arrest. I understand. Why are you doing this? Young-sik asked. You don't know her. Your people and hers aren't even allies. Hyunwoo had asked himself the same question. The logical answer was that it was his job, his duty as a medic. But that wasn't the whole truth. Because she came here for help, he said. Because she's trying to stop something evil. And because nobody deserves to die like this, alone and betrayed by their own people. Young-sik nodded slowly. All right, I'm in. When do we start? As soon as possible. But first, we need to secure the medical bay. Once we begin, we can't stop. If station security tries to interrupt us halfway through, Taeri dies. As if on cue, Hyunwoo's communicator beeped. It was Commander Dalsu. Hyunwoo, I need you to know what's happening. A Valthine medical ship has arrived in orbit. They're demanding immediate access to the patient. Ambassador Byung-ho is threatening to file formal complaints with the station council. I'm buying you time, but I don't know how long I can hold them off. I need 12 hours, Hyunwoo said. Minimum. The ambassador is saying the patient needs to be transferred within 6 hours or he'll call in Valthine security forces. He's lying. Moving her now would kill her. He knows that. There was a pause. He wants her dead, doesn't he? Yes, sir. I believe he does. Another pause, longer this time. Then I'll give you your 12 hours. Lock down the medical bay. I'll handle the politics. But Hyunwoo, if this goes wrong, I can't protect you. I know, sir. Thank you. Hyunwoo ended the call and looked at his small team. Jiwon was already setting up extraction equipment. Young-sik was studying neural pathways on the screen. On the bed, Terry watched them all with tired eyes. "You're all risking everything for me," she said quietly. "This is illogical. This is foolish." "Yeah," Hyunwoo said with a slight smile. "Welcome to working with humans. We specialize in illogical and foolish. I don't understand your kind." "You will," Hyunwoo said. "If we succeed, you'll have plenty of time to figure us out." He initiated the medical bay lockdown. Heavy doors sealed, security systems activated. The computer announced that the bay was now isolated from station control. "All right," Hyunwoo said. "Let's get to work. We've got 12 hours to save a life and maybe start a revolution." Outside the sealed doors, Ambassador Byung-ho stood with station security, his crystalline face unreadable. But inside, Terry saw something she'd never seen before in a Valthian's eyes. She saw fear. The first implant took 2 hours to remove. Ji-won worked with tools so small they could barely be seen, cutting connections that were thinner than human hair. Young-sik guided her hands, reading neural responses on his screens. Hyunwoo monitored Tyrie's vital signs, ready to intervene if anything went wrong. "There," Ji-won said finally. She held up a tiny crystalline device no bigger than a grain of sand. "One down. 47 to go." Hyunwoo felt his stomach sink. 47 more. At this rate, they'd need 94 hours, not 12. They had to find a faster way. "We need to speed this up," Young-sik said, echoing his thoughts. "But we can't rush. One mistake and we could trigger a cascade failure." A nurse named Hae-in had joined them an hour into the procedure. She'd volunteered despite knowing the risks. Now she stood beside Hyunwoo, ready to assist. "What if we work on multiple implants at once?" she suggested. "2 teams working simultaneously?" "Too risky," Young-sik said. "If both teams trigger a problem at the same time, we won't be able to respond fast enough." On the medical bed, Tae-ri spoke weakly. "There's a pattern. The implants are networked. Remove the primary nodes and the secondary implants will destabilize on their own." Ji-won looked up sharply. "How many primary nodes?" 12. "They're larger than the others, deeper. Why didn't you tell us this before?" "I was not thinking clearly. The pain." Tyree's body flickered slightly, cracks glowing brighter. "But if you remove the primary nodes, the failsafe activates. The system is designed to kill me if anyone tampers with it." "Of course it is," Hyunwoo muttered. "What kind of failsafe?" "Neural shock, like lightning through my brain. It would shatter me instantly." The team was quiet. They'd just found a faster way to complete the procedure, but it came with an impossible risk. "Can we disable the failsafe?" Ji-won asked. "I don't know. Maybe." Tae-ri closed her eyes. "In my memories, I can see the implant network. It's all still there in my mind. The control codes, the shutdown sequences, but everything is mixed together. I can't think straight anymore." Hyunwoo made a decision. "Young-sik, Hae-in, keep working on the secondary implants. Remove as many as you can safely. Ji-won, you and I are going to work on the failsafe. Tae-ri, I need you to stay with us. Tell us everything you remember about these implants." For the next 3 hours, they worked in careful coordination. Young-sik and Ha-in removed secondary implants one by one, building a rhythm. Ji-won and Hyunwoo studied the primary nodes, searching for a way to disable the failsafe without triggering it. Tae-ri drifted in and out of consciousness, speaking in fragments. She told them about her research, about the scientists who disappeared after asking too many questions, about the secret facilities where the implants were manufactured. She told them about her childhood, receiving her first implants, how proud her parents had been. She told them about the day she realized she was dying. "I was teaching a class," she said softly. "Quantum mechanics. I loved teaching. Then I felt the first crack. Right here." She touched her temple. "I thought I was imagining it. But it got worse. I went to a doctor. He said it was genetic. Unavoidable. He gave me medicine that did nothing." "How did you figure out the truth?" Hyunwoo asked, adjusting a monitor. "I hacked into my own medical records. Found the implant activation logs. They'd been running a degradation protocol for 6 months. Started right after I published a paper criticizing government research policies." Tyree's laugh was bitter. "That's when I knew. They were killing me for thinking wrong thoughts." Ji-won's hand stopped moving. "That's evil. That's pure evil. That's the collective," Tae-ri said. "Perfect order. Perfect control. No dissent allowed." 6 hours into the procedure, they'd removed 31 secondary implants, but the primary nodes remained and time was running out. Outside the medical bay, they could hear raised voices. Ambassador Byung-ho was arguing with Commander Dalsu. You cannot keep her. Byung-ho's voice came through clearly. This is an act of war. This is medical treatment, Dalsu replied calmly. When it's complete, you're welcome to speak with the patient. If she chooses to leave with you, that's her decision. She has no choice. She is Valthine. She belongs to the collective. Young-sik glanced at Hyunwoo. We're running out of time. They're going to force their way in soon. Then we need to work faster. Hyunwoo turned to Ji-won. Have you found anything? Maybe. The failsafe is connected to all 12 primary nodes. If we try to remove them one at a time, each removal triggers a partial charge. By the time we get to the 12th node, the accumulated charge would kill her, but what? But if we remove all 12 simultaneously, the charge has nowhere to go. It disperses harmlessly. Ji-won pulled up a diagram. The problem is we'd need 12 people working in perfect synchronization. One person off by even a second and the whole thing fails. We only have 4 people, Hae-in said. We could use the automated medical arms, Young-sik suggested. Program them to extract on our signal. No, Hyunwoo said. Machines are too rigid. They can't adapt if something goes wrong. We need human hands, human judgment. Then we need more people, Ji-won said. People we can trust. Hyunwoo thought for a moment, then opened a station-wide channel on his communicator. This is EMT Hyunwoo in Medical Bay 7. I need volunteers for a medical procedure. It's dangerous. It's probably illegal. If you help, you might face criminal charges. But if we succeed, we'll save a life and expose a government conspiracy. Anyone interested, come to the bay's maintenance entrance. You have 10 minutes, he closed the channel. The team stared at him. You think anyone will come? Hagen asked. I don't know. But humans help each other. It's what we do. 8 minutes later, the maintenance door opened. A security officer walked in. Then a cargo loader. Then a restaurant cook. Then a janitor. Then 3 more station workers. They kept coming until 12 humans stood in the medical bay looking uncertain but determined. I heard your call, one of them said. I'm Dong-hyun. I'm just a maintenance worker, but I've got steady hands. Tell me what to do. Hyunwoo felt something tight in his chest loosen. Thank you. All of you. Quickly, he explained the situation. 12 implants. 12 extraction points. They'd each be responsible for one. Ji-won would guide them. Young-sik would monitor the neural responses. Hyunwoo would watch Taeri's overall condition. They'd practice the movements first, getting the timing right. Taeri watched the volunteers gather around her with wonder in her eyes. You don't even know me. Why are you doing this? The cook, a woman named Misun, smiled. Because the guy on the communicator said you needed help. That's enough. They practiced for 30 minutes. Each volunteer learning their position, their movements. Ji-won created a countdown system. When it reached 0, they'd all extract simultaneously. Ready? Hyunwoo asked. 12 voices answered as one. Ready, Taeri? I'm ready, and thank you, all of you. I don't have words for what this means. Save your words for after, Hyunwoo said. We're not done yet. Ji-won began the countdown. Extraction in 10, 9, 8. Outside, there was a loud bang. Security was cutting through the medical bay doors. 7, 6, 5. Sparks flew from the door. They had maybe 2 minutes before it opened. 4, 3, 2. Hyunwoo met Taeri's eyes. She nodded once. 1. Extract. 12 pairs of hands moved as one. 12 implants came free. For a single heartbeat, nothing happened. Then Taeri's body lit up like a star. Energy coursed through her crystalline structure, bright and terrible. She screamed, a sound like breaking glass. The monitors shrieked alarms. Her body began to crack, fractures spreading from her core. She's going into cascade failure, Young-sik shouted. Her neural structure is collapsing. Hyunwoo grabbed the neural stimulator. Not yet, she's not. We didn't come this far to lose her now. He placed the device against Taeri's temple. Everyone step back. This is going to get rough. He activated the stimulator. Energy poured into Taeri's failing body. The medical bay's lights flickered. Her back arched. The cracks spread further. Hyunwoo, you're going to kill her, Young-sik said. She's already dying. This is our only shot. The medical bay door exploded inward. Ambassador Byung-ho stood in the opening, flanked by armed security forces. He saw Taeri's glowing, fracturing body and smiled coldly. Step away from her, he commanded. She's dead anyway. You failed. No, Hyunwoo said, not taking his eyes off Tae-ri. She's not dead, not yet. Not ever. And then, impossibly, the cracks in Tae-ri's body began to close. The cracks closed slowly, like watching ice freeze in reverse. Tae-ri's body stopped glowing. The alarms went quiet. Her vital signs stabilized, then strengthened. She was breathing normally. Her crystalline structure looked solid again, though different somehow. Changed. Hyunwoo kept his hand on the neural stimulator, not daring to move. Around him, the volunteers stood frozen, staring. Ambassador Byung-ho's confident expression had vanished, replaced by something that looked like shock. Impossible, Byung-ho whispered. Tae-ri's eyes opened. They were different now, brighter somehow, more alive. She looked at Hyunwoo, and for the first time since he'd met her, she smiled. I can feel, she said softly. I can actually feel. Feel what? Hyunwoo asked. Everything. Emotions. Sensations. My whole life the implants have been suppressing them. I thought what I felt was normal for my species. But it wasn't. They've been controlling how we think, how we feel since we were children. Tears formed in her eyes, something Hyunwoo didn't know Valthine could do. I forgot what it was like to be free. Ambassador Byung-ho stepped forward, his security forces behind him. This changes nothing. Tae-ri is still a citizen of the collective. She must return. I'm not going anywhere with you, Tae-ri said. Her voice was stronger now. You tried to kill me. Your government tried to kill me. You were malfunctioning. We were trying to help. Liar. Tae-ri sat up slowly. Ji-won and Haein moved to help her, but she managed on her own. I know what the implants really do. I know about the control protocols, the surveillance, the targeted elimination of dissidents, and I have proof. Byung-ho's expression hardened. You have nothing. Whatever data you think you had is gone. Actually, Ji-won said, holding up a data crystal, we recovered quite a bit during the extraction. Every implant kept logs, detailed logs, who activated them, when, what commands they received. It's all here. The ambassador moved fast, reaching for the crystal. But Dong-hyun, the maintenance worker, stepped between them. He was bigger than Byung-ho and didn't look friendly. I don't think so, Dong-hyun said. You're interfering with collective business, Byung-ho said. This is a hospital. You're interfering with patient recovery. Commander Dalsu appeared in the doorway behind the security forces. Ambassador, I'm going to have to ask you and your people to leave. The patient needs rest. This is unacceptable. The collective will not tolerate this insult. The collective is welcome to file a formal complaint. Dalsu's voice was calm but firm. But right now you're leaving my medical bay. Security, please escort the ambassador out. Station security moved in, politely but firmly guiding Byung-ho and his forces away. The ambassador's protests echoed down the corridor until the medical bay doors sealed shut again. Silence fell over the room. Then Mi-sun, the cook, started laughing. Did we just tell off a galactic ambassador? I think we did, Haein said, grinning. The volunteers began talking excitedly, the tension breaking. Young-sik was already analyzing the data from the removed implants, his eyes growing wider with each file he opened. This is worse than we thought, he said quietly. Way worse. Every Valthine citizen has these implants. Billions of people, all monitored, all controlled. And look at this. He pulled up a file. There are target lists. Scientists, artists, teachers, politicians. Anyone who shows signs of nonconformist thinking gets flagged. Then their implants start the degradation protocol. How many people are on the lists? Hyunwoo asked. Millions. Over the past 50 years, millions of Valthine have died from what their government called genetic illness. But it wasn't illness. It was systematic murder. The room went quiet. Even through her exhaustion, Tae-ri felt anger building. Not the cold, logical disapproval she'd been taught was proper for her species, but real, hot, human-like anger. We have to tell everyone, she said. The whole galaxy needs to know what the collective is doing. If we release this, there will be chaos, Young-sik said. The Valthine collective is a major power. This could destabilize entire sectors. Good, Tae-ri said. Let it burn. My people deserve to know the truth. They deserve to be free. Ji-won was already working on her computer. I'm uploading the data to multiple secure servers. News networks, human government archives, independent journalists. By morning, everyone will know. The collective will deny it, Byung-ho had said. Let them try, Ji-won replied. We've got the actual implants. Physical evidence. Thousands of them, all logged, all traceable. Over the next few hours, as Tyree rested and recovered, the data spread across the station's networks, then to nearby systems, then across the galaxy. The response was immediate and explosive. News networks picked up the story. Government conspiracy exposed on Meridian 7. Valthene collective accused of mass murder. Human doctors save alien. Whistleblower. Other species began investigating their own enhancement programs, wondering if they'd been compromised too. Valthene citizens across the galaxy started demanding answers. Some even demanded the removal of their own implants, willing to risk the procedure Tyree had undergone. The collective's official response came within hours. They denied everything, called the evidence fabricated, claimed Tyree was mentally unstable, that the humans had manipulated her for their own political gain. But the denials rang hollow. Too many Valthene remembered family members dying of sudden genetic illness. Too many had wondered why so many brilliant minds seemed to fail at once. The truth had been hidden, but now it was exposed and it couldn't be buried again. Tyree watched the news broadcasts from her hospital bed. Hyunwoo sat beside her, making sure she didn't overexert herself. She was still weak, still learning to process the flood of emotions that came with being free of the implants. "I don't understand you," she said suddenly. "Your people. You risked everything for me. Your careers, your safety, maybe your lives. Why?" Hyunwoo thought about his answer. "During the war, I saw a lot of people die. Different species, different backgrounds, but they all died the same way. Scared, alone, calling for help that didn't come." He looked at her. "I couldn't save most of them. But I could save you, so I did. That's not logical. One life against so many risks. No, it's not logical. But it's right. Sometimes doing the right thing means taking risks. Being human means we don't always calculate the odds before we act. We just do what needs to be done." "I want to understand that," Tyree said. "I want to understand how to be free, how to think without the implants telling me what to feel." "You'll figure it out. It takes time." A message appeared on Hyunwoo's communicator. It was from Commander Dalsu. "Medical Bay, now. We have a situation." Hyunwoo and Tyree made their way to the station command center. When they arrived, they found Dalsu staring at a tactical display. His face was grim. "What's wrong?" Hyunwoo asked. "The collective has issued an official statement. They're claiming you kidnapped Tyree and subjected her to unauthorized medical procedures. They've placed a bounty on her head, dead or alive, and they've dispatched a strike team to Meridian 7. "When will they arrive?" Tyree asked. "They're already here. They infiltrated the station 3 hours ago while we were distracted by the ambassador's theatrics." Dalsu pulled up security footage. "We've identified 6 operatives so far. Probably more we haven't spotted. They're systematically moving through the station, searching for you." "Lock down the medical bay," Hyunwoo said. "Keep Tyree safe there. That won't work. They've already hacked our security systems. They know where she is." Dalsu looked at Tyree. "I'm sorry. We're doing everything we can to protect you, but these operatives are highly trained. The best the collective has." Tyree felt fear, real and sharp. Another new emotion. But beneath the fear was something else, determination. Anger. She'd come too far to let them kill her now. "Then we run," she said. "We stay ahead of them until help arrives." "What help?" Dalsu asked. "I sent messages before I collapsed," Tyree said. "To other Valthene scientists who suspected the truth. To journalists who were investigating the deaths. If they saw the evidence we released, they'll come. They'll help. How long until they get here? I don't know. Days maybe, if they come at all." "Then we buy you days," Hyunwoo said. "Whatever it takes," an alarm blared. Red lights flashed. Dalsu's tactical display lit up with warnings. "They've found us," he said. "Strike team approaching the command center. Multiple contacts." Hyunwoo grabbed Tyree's hand. Time to go. They ran. The maintenance tunnels of Meridian 7 were dark, cramped, and filled with the hum of life support systems. Hyunwoo led the way, one hand holding Tyree's, the other gripping a maintenance tool that could serve as a weapon if needed. Behind them came Jiwon, Youngsik, and Hyein. They'd all refused to leave Tyree's side. "They're in the command center," Jiwon said, checking her portable scanner. 3 contacts. Moving fast. They'll figure out where we went in minutes. "Then we keep moving," Hyunwoo said. "How long can we stay ahead of them?" "Not long. They're trained hunters. We're doctors and engineers. A blast echoed through the tunnels. Someone had blown open the maintenance access door behind them. "They're in the tunnels," Youngsik said. "We need a better plan than just running." Hyunwoo thought fast. He knew these tunnels from his time on the station, but not well enough to lose trained operatives. They needed an advantage. They needed help. He activated his communicator. "This is Hyunwoo. Anyone who helped with the medical procedure earlier, we need you again. Strike team is hunting us in the maintenance tunnels. Section 7. We need eyes, we need distractions, we need anything you can give us." For a moment there was silence. Then responses started coming in. "Dong-hyun here. I know those tunnels. I can seal sections remotely from engineering. Me, son. I'm in the kitchens. I can access the life support controls. Make things uncomfortable for them. This is Cargo Bay 3. We've got loading equipment. Tell us where to aim it." More voices joined in. Workers from across the station, human and alien both, volunteering to help protect the doctor who'd exposed a government conspiracy and the team that had saved her. "Thank you," Hyunwoo said. "Dong-hyun, seal Section 7 Alpha behind us. Mi-sun, can you flood Section 7 Beta with coolant? Make it too cold for them to move through quickly." On it. The strike team leader was named Sungmin. He'd been hunting targets for the collective for 15 years. He'd never failed a mission. He didn't plan to start now. "Target is in the maintenance tunnels," he said to his team. "Section 7, we end this quickly and quietly." His second-in-command, a female operative named Bora, checked her weapon. "The station is interfering. They're sealing bulkheads, manipulating environmental controls. Then we adapt. That's what humans do. Let's see if we can do it better." They moved through the tunnels in perfect formation, trained and efficient. But every time they got close to their target, something happened. A bulkhead sealed. Lights went out. Steam vents opened, filling corridors with scalding vapor. "They're using the station against us," another operative said. "Then we use it better," Sungmin replied. "Bora, tap into the station's power grid. Find where they're controlling these systems and shut them down." Bora worked quickly. Within minutes, she'd isolated the control nodes. Found them. Multiple access points. Station workers across different sectors. "Can you shut them down?" "I can try. But it'll take time, and we don't have time. The longer this takes, the more people get involved." Sungmin made a decision. "Split up. Hunt them in teams of 2. Whoever finds the target first, take the shot. Don't wait for backup." The team split, moving through different sections of the tunnels. They were getting closer. Hyunwoo's group had reached a junction point where multiple tunnels met. It was more open here, easier to defend, but also easier to be surrounded in. "We can't keep running," Tae-ri said. She was exhausted, still weak from the procedure. "I'm slowing you down." "We're not leaving you," Hyunwoo said. "You should. This is my fight, not yours. It became our fight when we saw what your government was doing." Hyunwoo checked his communicator. "Dong-hyun, where are they?" 3 teams. 2 operatives each. Closing in on your position from multiple directions. You're about to be surrounded. Ji-won looked around the junction. "This is defensible. We could make a stand here. Against trained killers," Youngsik said. "We're medical staff, so we improvise. Use what we know." Ji-won started pulling equipment from a nearby supply locker. "Medical supplies. Engineering tools. We can work with this." "You're talking about fighting them," Haeyeon said. "I'm talking about surviving." Ji-won pulled out a container of liquid nitrogen used for cryogenic medical storage. "We've got resources. We've got position. And we've got something they don't." "What's that?" Terry asked. "We've got a reason to fight that matters. They're just following orders." Sungmin reached the junction first, moving silently. He saw them immediately. 5 people clustered in the center of the open space. The target, Tae-ri, sitting against a wall. The human medical team around her. They looked tired, frightened, perfect. He raised his weapon, targeting Tae-ri. 1 shot. That's all it would take. The mission would be over. His finger tightened on the trigger. Then he hesitated. Through his earpiece, he'd been monitoring station communications. He'd heard the volunteers coordinating. He'd heard their determination. He'd seen the evidence that had been released. Evidence of what his government was doing. What he'd been unknowingly helping them do. All those missions. All those targets. He'd been told they were traitors, criminals, threats to the collective. But what if they'd all been like Tae-ri, scientists, teachers? People who'd asked the wrong questions. Take the shot. Bora's voice came through his earpiece. She was in position on the other side of the junction. Sungmin's implants pulsed, sending commands directly to his neural network. Follow orders. Complete the mission. Eliminate the target. But something was different now. He'd seen the evidence. He knew what the implants were really for. Sungmin, take the shot, Bora said again. Instead, Sungmin lowered his weapon. No. What? I said no. Stand down. All teams, stand down. The other operatives appeared from their positions, weapons trained on Hyunwoo's group. But they looked confused, uncertain. Are you malfunctioning? One of them asked. Maybe, Sungmin said. Or maybe I'm finally thinking clearly. He stepped into the open, hands visible, weapon lowered. Tae-ri, I read the evidence you released. Is it true? Tae-ri stood slowly, supported by Hyunwoo. Every word. The collective has been monitoring and killing its own people for decades. We're all slaves, Sungmin. We just didn't know it. Our implants are controlling you right now, telling you to complete the mission, telling you not to think about what you've seen. Sungmin felt it then, the pressure in his mind, the commands trying to override his thoughts. He'd always assumed it was his own training, his own discipline. But it wasn't. It was the implants. How do I stop it? He asked. You can't. Not without the procedure I went through. But you can choose to ignore it. You can choose to think for yourself. Tae-ri took a step forward. These humans, they taught me something. They taught me that freedom is worth any risk. That doing what's right matters more than following orders. The other operatives were watching now, listening. Their weapons still raised, but no longer aimed with certainty. If we let you go, we'll be executed, Bora said. If you kill me, you'll be murderers, Tae-ri replied. The evidence is out there. The whole galaxy knows now. You can't bury this truth. Sungmin felt the pressure in his mind growing stronger. The implants didn't want him thinking like this. They wanted obedience. But he'd spent 15 years following orders without question. Maybe it was time to question. He made his choice. Stand down, he ordered his team. Mission aborted. We're leaving. You're defecting? Bora asked. I'm choosing to think for myself. You can do the same. Or you can follow your programming. Your choice. One by one, the operatives lowered their weapons. Some looked relieved. Some looked confused. But they all chose to follow Sungmin's lead. Thank you, Tae-ri said quietly. Sungmin nodded. Thank you for showing us the truth, even if it costs us everything. The strike team left the tunnels, leaving Hyunwoo's group alone in the junction. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then Ji-won started laughing. Did that really just happen? She asked. I think it did, Hyunwoo said. He looked at Tae-ri. You did it. You changed their minds. We did it, Tae-ri corrected. You showed me that kindness and compassion are strengths. I just passed that lesson forward. Over the next few days, the situation on Meridian 7 stabilized. The collective's official protests grew weaker as more evidence emerged. Valthene citizens across the galaxy began demanding the removal of their implants. Some even came to Meridian 7, asking Hyunwoo's team to help them. Tae-ri and Hyunwoo established a clinic in the station's medical bay. Ji-won, Young-sik, and Hae-in joined them. Sungmin and his former strike team provided security and helped coordinate with other Valthene who wanted to defect. The procedure that had saved Tae-ri's life became a template. Humans working with freed Valthene, removing implants, teaching people to think for themselves again. It was slow work, dangerous work, but it was worth it. 3 months after her collapse in the customs checkpoint, Tae-ri stood at an observation window, watching ships arrive. More Valthene seeking freedom, more humans coming to help, different species working together. Hyunwoo joined her at the window. How are you feeling? Strange, good, free, she smiled. I still don't fully understand your people. The way you act without calculating every risk. The way you help others even when it doesn't benefit you. And you never will if you keep trying to understand it logically, Hyunwoo said. Some things you just have to feel. Tae-ri thought about that.